So.
I'm just a little bit confused where we can read the game time.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the bot isn't posting that in our channel actually. It is supposed to, I believe, but in the Grand Gettysburg text lobby, Sam is posting the time there.
Okay, let me see if I can find that.
It's a bit to the top in the category GG lobby.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, unfortunately the actual bot, which would have allowed to write the dispatches directly in the text channel, that's still in the work.
But that's a fantastic solution.
Yeah. Once it's running, that will be pretty awesome. Did you participate in like actual Kriegsspiel sessions during your time in the military?
It depends a bit what you're. I would say yes.
More sort of
But
war
I
game?
think the idea of how that goes down is a bit different than what we do here. I guess the biggest difference is that the war games I know that I participated in, never as a player, usually only as an aide, they were never free in that sense as we do it here. There wasn't like a turn resolution as in every hour happens something. If you're thinking about it in the classical way, the more modern version, like a computer-aided version of it, yes, that's a different story. That's actually with a real-time resolution if you want it to be, and there's a lot of stuff happening at the same time. It's much more gamey than I guess it's gamey in the same sense as we play games a lot more, but in the bigger scale, if you have like actual. If you don't have a computer-aided program to do that, and you do it in a more classical, conventional manner as we do it here, then these games are usually not really free. As in, you get a situation, people work through a problem they are posed, they try to solve the problem, then they would get an evaluation of how they performed. There were a few different categories along you would evaluate how they performed and the decisions they made. And once they are done with that, then you just skip a few hours into the next problem. But there's no hour by hour, and you're also not using their solution usually. You're using the pre-rehearsed or the Schullösung. That's what you use to proceed in the game, since you can't. They want to keep down the complexity, which makes sense. It's just
absolutely.
too much work, to be honest, to give everybody the option to play with his own plans, right? That's just too much. It's like you pose a problem, try to solve the problem, usually as a team, then it's done. Then they proceed with what they say from a school's perspective would have been the most ideal thing to do. Then they would pose a next problem. a few hours down the line would give you a new update. Same thing repeats. They do it 3 times throughout one scenario. There are 3 moments where they pause and say, okay, this has not happened up until now. That's your problem. Solve it. And they would do it 3 times, and that's it. That's usually how things would go.
Okay, so that's more in the vein of Moltke's taktische Aufgaben, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I've started playing around with these, actually. A friend of mine has purchased or managed to get hold of a copy that actually has the maps, which is often the issue. You try to get it. And in a pretty good what to say?
In a good quality.
Yeah, the quality
that's the book he bought alongside with the maps. I assume the maps are included in the book, or how do they usually come?
Yeah, it's like a folder with the book and the maps in it.
Yeah, there are a few books like these in the 50s and 60s, and at some point they just, I mean, as you know, I'm a bit more interested in the more recent times, right?
Yeah.
And at some point they just stopped printing that because it's just too expensive. Even today, if you would try to look into print on demand and that kind of stuff, and you're trying to add maps like these, like original separate maps, it's just prohibitively expensive to do. That's why these kind of books sort of died out over time, which I think is a pity.
Yeah, on one hand it is. On the other hand, we have now the computer stuff. You can do all that in. But
yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, I guess you could add the maps via, I don't know, CD or maybe even USB, or you just put a QR into the book and then people could download the maps as well. Yeah. But digitizing that old stuff, especially maps, is just so difficult. So I've been, like, as you know, to the archive a few times now, to the Federal Archive. And I'm waiting now for a few scans of maps I want to have in digital format. I'm waiting for these now since end of March. And there's nothing happening. It's just, there are specific scanners they use. The formats are sometimes gigantic, huge maps. That surprised me as well, by the way. I wasn't expecting that kind of, just the sheer size of maps they used in some cases was impressive. So how did you try to play the technical problems by Moltke? You took the scenarios and the maps, and what did you do with them?
Yeah, we have set up a little Discord server, and one of the members is hosting the task, and then a scan or a picture of the map, and then we have like 2 weeks or what to think about it, and each of us writes their approach with the the spoiler formatting in Discord, which actually hides the text, so to say.
That's actually a neat thing to do.
Yeah, and then we meet up and check out the other approaches and discuss.
There are no rules involved, right? It's just basically discussion of.
Yes.
Yeah, that's much more the way you would do it in the wargames I participated in. The ones I mentioned a bit earlier. There's no die rolling. There's no rules set, right?
Yeah. Interesting.
I guess the technical problems could go well with the original Kriegsspiel rules, the Reiswitz rules. I think I posted them on the Discord as well a while back. And there's also a pretty good new book. It's this very small one published by the German Institute on Defense and Strategic Studies, a pretty new one in Hamburg, on Kriegsspiel history by, what's his name again? Janusz. Can't quite remember, but it might be worth a read for you too. It cost like $15 on Amazon.
Okay. I'll take a look. Yeah, compared to the Reiswitz rules, the system we use is fairly streamlined, not as complex. My combat is based on the quality of the troops. Like these yellow units with 1 star, that's the lowest.
I think our Discord is exploding right now. There's a lot to go through.
Oh, 8 new messages, okay. Forts on Willoughby Run are unfordable. Huh. That's interesting. That also means the cavalry did not manage to reach this area. Okay, let's think about that. Changing my disposition facing entire core east. Gunfire in the direction of Cemetery Hill. Okay. That means the cavalry is engaged. Damon, at the moment reports from 2nd Cav troops to the west of the town. Okay, we talked already with Damon about that. Cavalry, we secured Cemetery Hill. Carpsville is not threatened. Can see dust in the air north of Gettysburg. And troops near Pitzer Farm. Okay, that's where the cavalry is. Let me grab a red color. So we have enemies somewhere here. We have enemies marching in from here and from the north. Second Corps, there we have it. Cavalry has begun engaging the enemy at Spangler's. Spangler's is here. Okay, so we have already enemies here. Probably enemy cavalry then. Second Corps will begin forming up north of the Peach Orchard. And along the ridge west of it. So right in front of 5th Corps then. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I have the British Light Brigade ahead. Okay, bombarding them. Carter, 5th Corps, enemy cavalry spotted, engaged. Spangler Farm, okay. And Damon, Cemetery Hill. From the hilltop I was able to see what looked like the Royal Expeditionary Force. 14 minutes. Okay. Yeah, sounds good, sounds good. So the British are somewhere here. Alright. But that means... but it's definitely not 2nd Corps on this road. On the Baltimore Pike. Could you send out one dispatch to 2nd Corps that's... that is ranking as the commander?
Sure, content.
That he should not deploy west from the Peach Orchard, but east.
That's 2nd Corps, right?
Yes. Because we already have 5th Corps there in this.
That's Rankane.
Yes.
In-game time is 7 o'clock.
Should be 7:20. Give me a second. Seems to be 7 o'clock, yes. So these forces. Oops. They are somewhere here.
So he's supposed to deploy east, you said.
Yes, where is his message? So he wrote, Second Corps will be forming up north of Peach Orchard and along the ridge west of it. So that's this area here. But we
Okay.
have 5th Corps in this position, which seems not to be threatened from the west because of the impassable Willoughby Run. So 2nd Corps should then deploy as planned more to the east from the Peach Orchard and Emmetsburg Road. I rewind the time and have pieces flying around. Well, shit.
Where exactly is H Spranglers? Because the only H Sprangler I find is close to Culp Hill. Oh, there's another one. Okay. I guess it would make sense to order 5th and 2nd Corps to also attack and push the Red Cavalry out of the position. Otherwise, the flank.
I'm not so
flank
sure
of
about 5th
Cemetery.
Corps. Have they engaged the enemy? That's the question. Have they been spotted by the enemy? If not, 5th Corps needs to stay in their ambush position.
I mean, that's fine. What about... I guess the question I raise is another one, right? If Confeds are already at H Sprangler, then it seems to be the case that 6th Corps is threatened, right? The flank of 6th Corps.
Yes.
So how do we deal with that?
2nd Corps should then attack to drive the cavalry off and try to get in their what's that setup area where they should be deployed. The question is, will they be able to do that under the threat of the British? And we also need to know where the 1st Cavalry Division is now, if they are all engaged here. What's going on?
I mean, I guess with the anchor, the cavalry corps is currently forming at Culps and Cemetery. 6th Corps could also execute a flanking maneuver.
I'm not sure if the cavalry can hold Cemetery Hill though, once the enemy column from the north makes it through Gettysburg or around it. So yeah, maybe one division of 6th Corps can try to attack in direction of northwest. I write a dispatch to Damon to 6th Corps.
Okay. I would just be careful to not piecemeal commit too much. One division here, one division there is probably not going to make it.
That's true. Oh, and I did not advance those guys. 2, 3, 4. Damon is on Central. Yeah, we just let them proceed and he'll make his decision, I bet. I mean, he's aware of the situation. So by now the head of this column should be where? 1, 2, 3. About here now. That's something to ask the umpires. Where are the Lightfoot pieces? Because we had one player who was stationed in Mississippi on a military base and this morning got the evacuation order due to the hurricane coming in. So we had to drop out of the game. But his piece is still somewhere on the board. Okay, we are in player time 7:20 now. Yeah, but should be good, and together with the 1st Cavalry Division, 2nd Corps should be able to push the cavalry back, the British cavalry. And the only question is, yeah, but we stick with that. They should deploy to the east. And then try to move up one division in direction of Cemetery Hill. And if the British keep pushing in direction of Emmetsburg Road, as planned, they need to fall back with their left wing. I mean, that's the strategy. That's the strategy. If the British get around in this area, then 5th Corps can attack them. That's
So orders for 2nd Corps, follow-up orders after pushing out the cavalry is to transition into the defense at the initial defense positions, right? Or would you like to press the attack further?
No. I mean, they probably have to somewhat attack to get into this area with one division.
Yes, I'm just asking what's happening after that attack is successful. Then they will stay there and defend, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you tell 6th Corps? Are they to conduct the flanking attack?
No, if possible, they shall proceed bringing their, what's that, 1st Division? Yeah, 1st Division onto Cemetery Hill.
But overall, I agree. I mean, if it's only Red Cavalry that is that far south, the 2nd Corps should be able to deal with it by itself.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be depleting energy from 6th Corps.
Mhm.
The overall picture I'm getting from this, now that's an initial estimate, but would you still think that they are pushing for Baltimore Pike, or do you think that they're actually now pushing for the initial Washington DC connection? Because that's where they seemingly have pushed their forces the deepest into. I mean, that's just something to consider for let's say long-term planning perspective. Now, if that keeps confirming, if that keeps up as a trend, then we should take this into consideration when it comes to positioning reserves. Who's our army reserve anyway?
Well, it depends on the disposition of 1 and 3 Corps.
Okay.
The plan was to maybe, if they, which seems not to be the case, but if both were up in the northeast, to pull one of them via the forts in the center and then be available as a reserve or participate in a counterattack here. Still no reports for this turn. More messages. Rankine, Snyder's Farm. Ordered 1st Division to occupy the high ground between Hill 448 and... Where is that one? Okay, that's this one. Spengler and Pitz's Run. Man, that's not according to plan. Okay, and report, that's an interesting report from Damon. Baltimore Pike is completely empty as far south as can be observed from Cemetery Hill. Either there is nobody there or they turned north. Okay, so probably nothing at all. An illusion. Cavalry Corps has opened artillery fire. Okay, at least at Cemetery Hill everything is going as planned. Those guys have advanced a little bit. Those pieces should reach the hill now. Or maybe he just wants to protect 5th Corps there, so that they stay hidden. Well, let's hope an umpire will give us an update next turn then. And Dawn wants orders what to do, support or fall back. That's the cavalry division on Cemetery Hill. So of course he'll stay until 6 corps deployed, but... I'd say if he can hinder the enemy from passing through Gettysburg. No, I leave it up to Damon to decide. We should ask him.
So that's basically, you're saying that's up to him to decide whether to hold Cemetery Ridge and Culps.
Yeah, but just regarding the cavalry. If Damon, so 6th Corps, believes that the cavalry can be of use, he shall decide that they can
But
use something
the
in
infantry
support.
arrived already?
They seem to start setting up currently.
Okay. Then I would say that's up to him what to do with the cavalry, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day, I think.
Oh, and I'll ask him if his brigade can make out any friendly movement to the northeast. And could you send one dispatch to 5th Corps and ask about their status if they are still unspotted or believed to be unspotted?
Sure.
I sent one to 1st Cavalry Division to ask for their status.
Okay, message is out. I'm AFK for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Alright. Dispatch out. I like the music. It's pretty cool. Only 5 in drum though, but it's cool. Hello.
Hello, General. Just one moment, my compatriot's coming.
So far I haven't received any this turn. It's okay, I have time for you.
All right, so stream is here as well. Sorry for the delay.
No problem, Roland. We just spoke to your alternative number. He's receiving maps and new information. Are you guys okay to talk?
Yes.
Brilliant. Whereabouts are you, General, on the battlefield at the moment?
I'm still at the fry farm, not moving at all.
And are you receiving new reports and information as to your troops and the conduct of the battle?
I've received several dispatches. I'm pretty happy about that.
How have things changed in the last 45 minutes to an hour of game time that we've been away?
Yeah, so it turned out that the Second Corps was actually advancing along Emmitsburg Road and is now facing the British Light Brigade and maybe even the whole Expeditionary Corps in the area west of Emmitsburg Road. What's that? Sprangler's Farm, Pitz's Farm, about there, south of Seminary Ridge.
How are you going to react to that news?
We are sticking with the plan. Sixth Corps is still in the progress of deploying on Cemetery Hill and Cobbs Hill to secure this position. They have opened fire together with the cavalry division there on advancing Confederates. We'll have to see how the fighting goes with Second Corps. They are ordered to stick to the plan and bring their other division along Emmitsburg Road to the east of Emmitsburg Road to deploy there. And then the overall plan is that their division that is currently engaged with the enemy is to fall back. To kind of, suggest that Emmitsburg Road is unprotected.
It sounds like you're turning more defensive-minded with your dispositions.
It is generally, though, because, I mean, that's our overall objective, to prevent the enemy to reach Washington. So if we can use the good ground, we will do. No, we haven't spotted them yet.
How about your troops to the northeast?
I haven't heard any word.
No word. Oh no, that's terrible for a commander.
I've sent out scouts to scout the forts along Rock Creek at McAllister Mill and east of Cobbs Hill, but they have not reported back, so I'm not sure where I could send a courier that is out of danger.
What's important to you the most at the moment? Where is your most critical sector?
That's probably where Second Corps is operating right now, and I assume 1st Cavalry Division to be engaged there as well. It
sounds like the British are a bugbear in your side at the moment.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that they are the first we're engaged with. We see how that goes. 5th Corps, which is still hidden behind the ridge there, is ordered to stay in position for the moment, but if we are actually able to push the British back, we might order them to advance north.
Fabulous. So how far north would they advance if you're able to push the British back?
I mean, probably even up to Chambersburg Pike.
Oh gosh, that far.
Yeah, it really depends on which roads the enemy is approaching. We know about a column from the north and one from the west, but not specifically on which of the roads from the west. So if the Hagerstown Road is free of enemies, that could be a possibility.
That's wonderful. Roland, do you have any questions?
Actually, at the moment, very few come to mind that wouldn't give away anything that we have or that we may have learned otherwise. So I don't think it would be wise to ask anything and just take this situational report as it is. No, I think it's a very critical thing that I must not overlook, not to share any conclusions that I may have drawn, because even questions that may assume something can give something away, and that would be completely wrong.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. It's interesting that apparently you're still not quite sure where one of your cores is, and
two.
on your.
I'm missing two cores.
Of course, but no, I'm talking about the 5th Corps that you talked about specifically, that you didn't get any precise reports, which is surprising in comparison to the others, which arrived from a completely different angle on the battlefield, right? So
I'm aware and updated from 5th Corps. First and third are those out of communication.
All right, okay, then I misunderstood you. Okay, excellent. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, General, and good luck.
Yeah.
We'll check in with you in a little bit.
Yeah, see you.
Back.
Welcome back.
Well, from my point of view, I think we should make a priority to try to push the British. I just don't like the bulge they create right next to 6th Corps. The issue is even if they don't press right now, they make a very good jump-off point for all the 4-1 forces the Confederates have in all directions. Basically, they can flank 6th Corps on the ridge. They can press further south. I'm just not very happy with the bulge in general.
Hmm.
And it just gets more and more expensive to clear it.
Yeah, the question really is if there's more coming along Hagerstown Road. So how far could we push without threatening our own, or at least putting them into danger, our own left flank?
Well, the need I see is to push as far north as necessary to close the gap between 6th and 2nd. Basically to align with Cemetery
that's
Ridge
true.
to some extent. And that's not a very far objective neither. And then again, due to the lesser threatened forts over, or was it called, Willisburg Run,
Yeah.
the left one,
Yeah, Willoughby Run.
we might have a few forces available to actually put them into the left echelon. I mean, right now, 5th Corps is basically just a reserve corps, right? Which is a good thing because
Yeah.
that's what we need. Because there's no threat approaching 5th Corps whatsoever because 2nd Corps is completely in front of them. So they are available for pretty much everything we need in case something happens.
That's right.
So I'm not sure. You're well better experienced with American Civil War than I am in terms of the fighting quality of the British. That, of course, is ahistorical, but I'm not quite sure how, as in terms of quality, how good. What are the chances? Let's say, what are the chances of the 2nd Corps being successful against the British? I have no way of estimating that.
That's actually a good question. I'm not sure. So one possibility even is that they have a guard unit with them, which would be one quality higher than our elite units. I'm not sure about that. And I'm also not quite sure about their weapons, if they have like better weapons than the Union has, generally speaking. So it might be the case that the whole corps consists of elite units or whatever. And if that is the case, the 2nd Corps really has to make use of their artillery.
Okay, is there any way we could reinforce 2nd Corps attack with artillery?
Not really. All the artillery reserve has been assigned to the corps. They have 2 batteries of the 1st Regular Artillery Brigade in the column coming up behind their 1st Division. And then the 2nd Corps battery they have is also pretty far up. So if they deploy... Is there a hill or anything in this area? No. Would be cemetery next. Where has Damon his... he only has 1 reserve battery.
I mean, the way I could see this go down is to wheel around 2nd Corps exactly at the position where the most left unit currently is, and then face the British. And that's basically already how we could close the gap between 6th and 2nd. And then we have also a chance to push the British and see how far we can get. But yeah, I'm not quite sure if I would want, even from a meta gaming perspective, right? But
yeah, sure.
if whether I would like to be the one that is only reactive, or if that's a good chance to also play a bit more of an active role, because otherwise we're just being maneuvered with. If you see my point,
Yeah, absolutely.
there would be a good chance to be proactive neutralize a threat before it becomes one, and maybe even improve battlefield geometry for us. So I guess I would be in favor of pushing the British with second corps.
I see the point. The question is, so regarding terrain, I mean, Seminary Ridge could be, here could be a good location for artillery, or there. That's probably already too exposed. Other than that, this area is like an open plain. And this also. No cover at all. Beside the fences there. But I agree on this issue on the gap. Yeah. I believe he's bringing up his second division into this position, right? Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you. Let's order him to push the British, and if it does not work out, we can then come back to our original plan. If he gets beaten, he can fall back with 1st Division, and then we'll have 5th Corps in position to exploit the situation. If the attack, however, is going well, we can then decide to bring up 5th Corps to support the attack.
Okay. Do you want to write in dispatch, or should I do it? I mean, I can write you a draft and send you a PM, so you can basically have a look at it.
Yeah, okay,
both,
sure.
just to make sure, since it's an important order, I think.
So still no reports. I'm going to ping the umpires. Would this just happen?
I just deleted one of your arrows, and with the Control Z, put it back on the map. I just need to read a street name.
Okay.
Or did I undo more than just the arrow with that?
Yeah, sure. The it also moves the pieces back, but should be alright. Due to the terrain profile, they tend to fly around a bit. But looks like this one is a bit out of place, but other than that, looks fine. There's artillery falling through the map. That should be it. Two minutes remaining. Yeah, we have still not gotten any reports. How hard can it be to scout the forts?
Send you a draft.
All right. Sounds good. Macmillan is there, yes. Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Okay, you will send it out?
Can do, yes. Where is he ranking? So it's now... It's 720 or 740 now?
No idea. It's something, I don't know, we might ask the umpires if there's a chance to clarify that a bit better.
740. Okay. Dispatch sent.
Not sure about range, but I'm wondering if some artillery pieces on Cemetery Ridge could cover second corps attack, or at least the open ground.
Yeah, yeah. They effective range is 4 to 5 squares.
Oh, that looks
And
quite good. So you could basically get to more or less the O Macmillan Ridge from Cemetery Ridge.
yeah.
Maybe we should update other commanders as well that we are planning to attack with second corps and just give them a general update. At least 6th corps maybe, just so they know what's going on the left flank. I'll do it.
Okay. I sent one to 5th corps.
Yeah, right. They should prepare themselves to exploit the success if that happens. Would be bad if they just get surprised and it's like, oh, by the way, you're supposed to attack now, way further north. And I'm wondering if it would make sense to actually move ourselves up as well.
We could to Cemetery Hill.
Yeah, I'm thinking Cemetery Hill. I'm trying to remember how dangerous it was there, if there might be any liaison problems with other corps, but right now I don't think there will be an issue, right? So there's
No, don't think
no, I
so.
don't think there would be an issue. And we could have a good view on Gettysburg itself, on the attack by 2nd Corps. I think that would help us a lot.
Yeah, do we still have time to give this order? No, for next turn, but that's fine.
The way you said order reminded me of John Burko.
That's the Emmitsburg route.
Thank you. Just trying to find out how it's actually spelled.
I believe it's actually with an I, so Emmitsburg, rather than the E it's on this map. Oops. Oder.
Have you decided to move us up?
Yeah, yes, I've given the order, but I'm not sure. So that will happen next turn. I'm not sure the umpires are currently reading our channel, as we haven't gotten any report for the last 3 turns. Let's hope they do. It's also pretty awesome regarding the map. I believe this map is actually a based on a printed map, which had all the troop movements printed on it. Damon removed these with the Photoshop, and you can still see some scribblings on here, some places. And then also added the terrain relief. Pretty cool.
Messages coming in.
Ranking. Whoa, what's going on? I'm seriously confused. Okay. Cavalry report. Redcoat Infantry Elite Brigade. forming up behind Light Brigade. We'll try to pull them into second corps. Yeah, calling for support on the flank on Cemetery Hill.
So where's Pizza? That's where second corps is?
Yeah, should be. Over here.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
One division from Chambersburg Pike. Okay. Expected. Second enemy division is passing through north side of town, crossing Rock Creek towards Banner's Hill. Well, that's an issue now. That... If they are pushing for Banner's Hill, that sounds like the Baltimore objective might be a thing. Or it's just to outflank Cows Hill, I don't know. But it's a bit strange we haven't heard anything from 1st and 3rd Corps. Signation still moving out soon.
What do we know about the both forts most closest to Stevens Hill? Yeah, you're there with your cursor right now. Pretty much those two, yeah.
Yeah, we need to scout them. I've ordered that.
Those we don't know still, right?
Yeah. I've ordered that, but no feedback. Okay.
So where's the Hunstown Road?
Hunter's Town is up here.
So that's a Union Corps coming down, right?
Is it? I may have missed that.
Union,
Where is it?
right. That's exactly where they say second enemy division is passing through. Right below that, it's saying Union First Corps spotted northeast of town.
Alright.
So that's basically a double, a double flanking maneuver, right? If they try to get around our flank, they are now exposing their rear to First Corps. If it's actually First Corps.
Yes. What was the last message? Engaged. Okay, cavalry is moving to secure Calb's Hill.
Oh, and something I was thinking about right now, completely unrelated to the game, to your earlier question about wargaming in the military. What's much rarer as well is a post-play. So usually you play against umpires and not against.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, we have a short break as I read it. And Marshall is here. Hello, Marshall.
Hey, Jan, I wanted
Hey,
to
Marshall.
I understand there was an oversight. Are you doing okay? Are you recovered from that? Did James come and take care of you?
No, we haven't had any reports for like 3 turns now.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, let me see. Where do you expect to be located on the map? Where are you supposed to be?
We should, with the turn switch, we should now be moved up to Cemetery Hill from
Okay, I'm
the
gonna
Fry
place
Farm.
you. Okay, I'm gonna place you at Cemetery Hill, and I'm gonna share my screen so you'll get a report. So you'll see from
Okay.
Cemetery Hill what's going on.
That's
So I'm
great.
sharing my screen with you now.
Yes.
Here you are. And so this is your report, okay? And James is supposed to come check in with you, but he's quite busy. We're down an umpire. Alex was supposed to be here, but his internet is out.
Ah, I see.
So because of the outage, he can't join.
Yes.
So we're stretched really thin. But here we are. This is where we're at. And I moved your piece to the top of Cemetery Hill. And
Awesome.
now you should see what's going on, okay?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I want you to know that your division commanders and your corps commanders are doing a very good job everywhere that I've seen.
That's great.
So,
That's what I suspected.
yep. Okay. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Marshall.
Thanks.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, how much could we glimpse from the shot?
Yeah, I'm
That's quite
adjusting
interesting.
things here. These guys are down here, the artillery. Yeah, we really don't know much about. They did hide sort of the enemy units, but there are many units in Gettysburg right now. Some deployed here, like here deployed. They are engaged here. Then many units in the town, and as he said, units moving over here. Might be already a division.
But they were deploying against First Corps, right? If you've seen this in the top right corner, you could see that they're actually making a left turn from the road, and some were already deployed against what now is First Corps on our map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They've probably spotted them pretty fast. So this brigade is engaged like here.
I guess we should have asked as well for the forts, because that might have been lost in the...
That's true, but if James will come join us, then he'll know. Couldn't see what's going on over here with the cavalry and 2nd Corps though. Alright, and we are having a 10-minute bio break.
Good.
James, hello.
I apologize. I've forgotten you on several occasions. So, you are at the Fry Farm, but I think you, unless you deliberately moved yourself... Crap, where'd you go? Where'd your marker go?
Marshall just moved it up to Cemetery Hill now.
Oh, and yes, indeed you are. All right. So, is Marshall giving you reports?
No, he was just checking in because he noticed that I had some questions regarding the previous
What he basically
turns.
did was he gave us a quick screenshot of the area right south of Gettysburg. That's what we
All right.
got.
Here's your 0800 screenshot.
Come again?
Note that there are reports of enemy infantry to the north of Hill 424.
Yes.
Hill 424 is just at the edge of your screenshot there. So there's more troops than what you see. The fire being exchanged is kind of meaningless. It's people saying, I hate you, as opposed to getting anything effective done. All right. I will try and make sure I stop forgetting you. I'll be
Yeah,
back.
one question though.
Yes.
Do we have any reports from the scouts checking out the forts over Rock Creek?
We've sent
I'm
them
going to tell you
out
the answer
quite
is
a
no.
while back.
No. How's that for a bad answer?
Yeah, pretty bad.
No as in not followable, and no as in we didn't get an answer.
No, you have no reports back.
Okay.
I'm checking now, actually. So the only one they found that is workable is the one at the McAllister Farm, which is the only one that's got a road that actually goes across.
Yes.
If you track down Baltimore Pike and then at that circular pond thing,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, that's the only one that seems to be workable that you know of.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go off and give reports to Fifth.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, Fifth Corps.
Yeah, you're still with us.
Oops. Trying again. Take 2.
All right.